everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. I am so excited to have both of these in my hands. These are both of Cynthia Lin's beautiful signature ukuleles from Ohana. These are not mine. These were not sent to me. These belong to Hyde Music. Hyde Music became an Ohana dealer right back in February, I believe. Well, I would have worn my Cynthia Lin t-shirt, but unfortunately it doesn't really fit anymore because I've got like this baby bump right here. So I have to wear my loose t-shirt here. So you have the entry-level ukulele right here that's meant to be for the beginner and will last you well into your intermediate playing. In here you have the performance model. Let's get into the specs of this one first. The CK14CL is a concert-sized ukulele made of laminate mahogany. The body length is 10 inches, 15/16 of an inch, and the total length is 23 inches and 7/8. The neck is made of mahogany with a synthetic nut and saddle, open Grover geared tuners, and Worth Brown fluorocarbon strings. Mahogany is said to produce the most quintessential ukulele sound with its balanced yet woody tone. It has what I would describe as a present mid-tone with a shimmer that brings out the upper range as well. You have laminate versus solid mahogany. Laminate wood is a number of thinner layers of wood that are stuck together with adhesives and pressure to form a sheet. Solid tone wood uses a thicker, more expensive piece of wood. While a solid wood is more expensive, people argue that the tone is superior. Many argue that solid wood also offers a more resonant tone because the material has a uniform grain and thickness to enhance the vibration. So better vibration means better sustain and better tone. Using laminate materials reduces the cost for the manufacturer and for the consumer. And some people argue that an instrument made of solid tone wood will age better over time and maintain its structural integrity because laminate wood is often quicker to warp due to its compound nature. So you have this beautiful plumeria. Isn't that gorgeous? That abalone plumeria inlay right there keeps the neck very nice and clean, but there are fret markers along the side. Added bonus. Oh, this one is so much fun to play, just so much ease. It's so incredibly smooth. As far as tone-wise, I think it's absolutely gorgeous. A beautiful balance between bright and that beautiful shimmer that you want in an ukulele, but also has some mids and maybe a little bit of low. Just makes it so round, so rich, a warm, well-rounded sound, but yet the projection is there. It's not gonna die. Usually typically when I'm playing with students, I want something that just has a little bit of a punch, a little bit of a bite to it so they can actually hear what I'm doing. If I have a uke where the tone is a little bit more on the mellow side, it's a little hard for them to follow me. So this would be an excellent choice, at least for me. I think this is very, very beautiful. Love that it's a concert size because it's going to fit a variety of people. They're going to feel like it's going to be comfortable to play. Grover open geared tuners, and so Grover is a US based company that makes reputable machine head tuners. So it does come with a very, very good reputation, so it just maintains the tuning. What I do love about the open geared tuners versus covered geared tuners is that they allow the headstock to be lighter. So you have a very nice, well-balanced instrument. You don't have to worry about the headstock being so heavy where you feel like it's really, really difficult to control. I have played ukuleles with covered geared tuners where they look really pretty, but man, does that headstock feel like a boat anchor. For these, beautiful choice, great choice, very well balanced. I love the choice of the fluorocarbon strings on both. I really typically like fluorocarbons anyway because I like the way that they really bring out the tone of the instrument. Now these are brown fluorocarbon strings, which is also a string that has a very wonderful reputation of bringing out the richness of the tone wood of an instrument. So I think that was a very smart design choice, especially that they're brown because they kind of blend in with the neck so that they don't take away from the beautiful plumeria design. But the fluorocarbon strings are generally a little bit softer to the touch. And a lot of my beginner students, they really enjoy that because they feel like they don't have to work for a sound. Especially when you have most of the beginner ukuleles, they're strung with the aquila or aquila strings, so to speak. And they just feel a little bit stiffer and maybe just a little bit more snappy of a sound. And as soon as I hand them an ukulele with fluorocarbon strings, like, oh my gosh, a whole new world. Like, it just feels so soft, so light to the touch, and they feel like they can just create a beautiful sound without having to work for it or dig into it. And I do like fluorocarbons for that reason. Some people think that they're too soft, maybe too mellow, and you can't really dig into it like you could with a stiffer string. But for me, personally, I think fluorocarbons are a beautiful choice for this instrument. The performance model also is concert size with the same measurements and has the same number of frets. But you can see the upgrades to the performance model with the bone nut and saddle, solid mahogany construction, glossy finish, cutaway, wood binding, and a hard-shell case with a plush velvet interior to protect the instrument. It also comes with a finger shaker and a low G to fit the player's playing preferences. Sparkly. That's really gorgeous. I love that. That's really, really pretty. To me, when I'm playing them side by side, I can just tell that there's just a depth to this one. Just what a beautiful shimmer to both. But wow, my ears just have a tendency just to want to wrap itself around this one. And I like the other one as well. I think it's very pretty. I have a couple students that have this one and people that I've met that have the other one and they love it. And when I listen to this one, like, I can see why it's definitely a beautiful upgrade. And it comes with a gorgeous hard shell case, beautiful velvet on the inside. The other one comes with a beautiful gig bag as well. So it's really nice to have that extra added bonus right there. But wow, that's really, really gorgeous. Now with the solid mahogany and the laminate mahogany, like I said before, the philosophy behind a solid tone instrument is that not only is the tone going to be even richer than that of a laminate, not always, but it's definitely a possibility. But with a solid mahogany, especially this one, mahogany gets richer over time and it gets darker over time. So the color is going to change as well as the tone. And I've actually played mahogany instruments that have aged very, very well, and wow, are they beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. So that's something to think about. Could a laminate instrument outplay a solid tonewood instrument? Yes, absolutely, like I've said before. In this case, I feel like that both have a beautiful tone. This one, I can't wait to hear this ukulele 10 years from now. I think that that's just going to be very, very gorgeous, even just richer. Yeah, I'm excited for that. So when you're upgrading your ukulele, you may see cutaways. Cutaways allow you to access the upper part of the fretboard. So if you're looking to use more complicated chord shapes on the upper part of the neck, and you're looking to maybe finger pick even more so on this upper part of the fretboard and have more options to play different chord voicings, people they typically upgrade to a cutaway. Now, Cynthia Lin says that everyone is artistic, that they have an inner artist in them that's just waiting to come out. And the ukulele is a great way to spark that creativity. And I couldn't agree more with her. I used to write songs a lot in my late teens, early to mid to late 20s, and then just life got really busy and just became a little jaded. I put that part of me away. And the place where I was serving, they didn't really need me to sing, so I almost stopped singing except for teaching voice lessons. And it just made me feel like a part of me was just not present anymore. I thought like, yeah, nobody really wants to hear me sing or whatnot. I'm just one more voice. I feel like my voice is a little bit more on the unique side than like maybe what people would typically like to hear. And, you know, after seeing her on YouTube, because if you don't know my story, my husband encouraged me to start a YouTube channel, and I'm like, no, absolutely not. I don't want to do it. You can't make me. He's like, no, I think you got some potential there. I'm like, whatever. And he said, just go online, look at some other tutorials, and see what you find. So I looked at guitar tutorials, I looked at other ukulele tutorials, and I found Cynthia Lin, and I watched a couple of her videos here and there, and I'm like, wow, this is really cool. Like, she's doing a great job. So, honey, they already have somebody else doing these ukulele tutorials. They don't need to hear me. Somebody else is already doing it. They're doing great. And he's like, no, we're going to try it. So it was really interesting to be able to see somebody and other people on the forefront doing this and teaching online. And really, it really did pave the way for me to be able to do what I do now. So it's really a source of inspiration right there. And I know that she has been a huge source of inspiration for other people too. Okay, I want to know your opinions because your opinion matters. What do you think about these instruments? Do you have one of these instruments? Do you have this one and you want to upgrade to this one? Tell us why, because the more information that we have, just as a community, it's going to help somebody else. All right, I look forward to hearing from you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.